I am loving it. What did we hear Grant say? Corrugated cardboard rockets in your face. Okay.
Only Grant, though.
Only Grant Hines.
Only Grant Hines.
I love that. Drifting on cherries. Awesome, awesome game. Don't forget, you guys can score that game yourselves. Check out all the details on our website. Now, of course, we've got AFCONS in full swing now. Not a huge amount of goals, at least yesterday provided some. We saw Ivory Coast coming out as definite front runners, but we cannot ignore our reigning champions, no doubt. And Zambia, of course, we share quite a close relationship with them in Southern Africa.
We do.
They have proven themselves to be kings. Some would say they are favourites behind the Ivory Coast, but I think after looking at the Ivory Coast perform yesterday, few would say that. But today we are going to get into a bit of the history of Zambia.
That's right. Well, the group stages of the AFCONS are well and truly underway, with each group having played their first game of the competition. Favourites to win, Ivory Coast, were trumped by underdog Zambia last year, a team with a very tragic history.
Yep, lots of sadness in that past. The team is commonly known and very affectionately known as Chipolopolo, which means the Copper Bullets. Love the name.
Now, Isaac Chanza, Collins Mbesuma and Christopher Katongo are but a few of the players in Zambia's history to ply their trade in South Africa over recent times. These three players were an integral part of the 2012 winning side, which shocked the footballing world when they defeated Ivory Coast in the final of the AFCONS last year. A remarkable history, or rather victory, for a team with a very sad history, of course.
Now, let's get into some of that history. On April the 27th in 1993, a plane carrying the Zambian national football team crashed and killed, get this, all 18 players on board, plus the coach and all of the backroom staff. Now, those 18 players made up nearly the entire squad, which was widely regarded as the best country that the country had ever seen. So you can imagine that just tears a country apart. Kalusha Bawalya, at the time, the captain and star player, was not on the flight and is now the president of the country's football federation. You can imagine what he carries around with him. And he deserves much of the credit for the team's progress to the final. The plane came down 500 meters from land just minutes after taking off from Libreville. And as fate would have it, all of the 60-odd African capitals, it is Libreville that played host to that final. It's weird, almost a sense of providence, but I think Zambians all carry that tragedy with them.
Well, the Zambians entered the encounter as the underdogs, with their semi-final victory against Ghana being seen as a fluke. But as thought, the class of '93 was looking down upon them. Chipolopolo fought every second in the 90 minutes to see themselves through to the penalty shootouts. Ivory Coast looked to Kolo Toure to keep the pressure on, but the big centre-back would miss his penalty before Rainford Kalaba did the same. Now, Gervinho of Arsenal was next for the Ivorians, and when he missed it, it seemed as though destiny had come knocking on the doors of Chipolopolo. So Ferrer Sunzo stepped up to the spot, reciting a prayer to the heavens, and they answered as he buried the ball in the back of the net to grant the Zambian nation their first African Cup Nations title 19 years after the most tragic event to hit the footballing proud nation.
Yep,
Wow.
now that current squad enters the competition in our backyard as one of the favourites after the gutsy performances they displayed over a year ago. They'll have to look to their mixture of experience and youth, like all teams in the tournament this year, if they hope to defend the title they have come to love so much. With matches against Nigeria and Burkina Faso remaining, qualification will definitely be difficult, but certainly not impossible, looking at the performances of both Nigeria and Burkina Faso in the build-up or in the opening matches of the tournament. So we wish them all the best of luck, to all of our Zambian visitors here in South Africa.
Absolutely. Awesome, awesome nation, but also not to just watch them play, but to actually visit as well. It's such an exciting place. And if you would like to see what we're talking about, check this out.